Hello friends, good morning. After a long time, I'm just doing this video. This is regarding that, AWS has come up with the new kind of a certifications, which has been already been there on AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate. That was a SAA-C02. Many people have cleared their exams. It was running like that. And recently, they made some changes to this exam that is called as SAA-C03. And this exam is going to be ineffective from August 30. Means now from there around 12 days from today, I can just say that. You know. And what all the changes are there, how people will be get prepared for this, what all the new topics are there, and what are the new topics can be avoided, what need to be studied, how the study plan is going to be for us, and what is the book is being given for that. Is there any official curriculum has been designed for this SAA-C03? Because we were you know we were just studying about the C02 exam and their content and other all the labs and practices which we were doing that. Currently it has been changed, so we just need to look for that. Is there any SAA-C03 official curriculum has been released or not? We just need to see that. So I just gone through the topics whichever it has been given on in their own sites. Like AWS site, I just went there and I was just watching all these things because I just got a mail from AWS saying that there is some changes in that exam which is going to be effective from September onwards. Means like August last week like that. So I went through that site and there is a lot of changes has been there. So I thought I can just make a video and I can share it with you all the people. That's why I'm just doing this. Okay. So now we are going to see something on SAA-C03 and we will be discussing about the new topics on that and what sort of the labs are going to be, how is the exam type is going to be there, whether it is going to be continuing with the multiple choice and like the questions will be asked like that, or is there any lab it been included? People are asking about that too. Do they have any labs or something? Because AWS certified admin, like admin associate has been there. SysOps admins. There they used to give some kind of a console and all. They asked to configure the people like so. That's what the people are worried about that in the solution architect exam. Also maybe labs, live labs may be included or something. But there is nothing like that. You don't need to worry about that. But still, there is a very heavy new chapters has been added to that new exam that we need to understand that, and we have to prepare ourselves for the new topics as well along with the old topics whichever it has been already been there, like EC2 creations, databases, VPC, CloudWatch, like so many other important chapters are there. SMS, SNS, they were doing all these things a lot. So with that one, like what are the things has been added newly and how people are going to get trained for this. If the people are already studying for C02 exam because they got the labs and other scenarios with them and the book is their official curriculum, they've been preparing for theory as well as for the lab exams, lab like the practices and all. How do they prepare for this one for a C03? Because if they could not register themselves by the August 29 or 30 or something like that, they can't able to take the exam of C02. That's a problem. If they couldn't register before them, they couldn't take that. If they're registering on a September 1st, means it will be a new exam only. There is no way that we can go back and write the C02 exam. So is it going to be the hard? Is it going to create any problems for us? What are the new chapters need to be studied? How hard is it going to be the exam? How do we prepare for this? So many questions are there in our mind because AWS is the most important certificate which has been recognized by the entire cloud community as well as the bigger MNCs are looking for the people has to be certified on the cloud. In the sense it should be a AWS certificate. That is for sure. I can just say, even though we have Microsoft Azure certification is there, Google Cloud Platform certification is there, but still people looking for AWS certified people. So they AWS, whenever it has been coming up with a new advertisement, in the sense people go for like they'll just afraid of that what changes has been made. How do we prepare for this? What are the new chapters of that? Like whether it has been possible to do all the labs as well in the free tier itself. That is what more important because we are all doing all the practices on the free tier itself. So is it possible for us to continue with the free tier to prepare for the SAA-C03, that is a latest exam? So to answer all these questions, I just made one small presentation that is about some 30 slides or that, I guess so. I'll just go through that, just go through, like just go through that, and you can download that. I'll give you the link later after this. Okay, you can download this. The one which I prepared from the topics which has been discussed in their own site. There is nothing new, and I just compared the old one with the new one. That is the only thing which I did the groundwork on that. The rest all has been taken from their site itself. We can just go ahead and check it in their own site. AWS site itself, like a new exam is or you can just say there is a PDF is an exam guide. There is a PDF is there. You can download that PDF and you can watch that. You can read that what are the new topics has been added extra, whether it is going to be the theoretical only or there is a lab included on that. All information has been given properly on that, so no need to worry about that. But only thing is that we need to prepare heavily, and we'll have to study some new topics which have never been touched at all, which is not in our own like cup of tea or something. Means like we are not doing those things in our real life job. Maybe people will be working on networking, other people will be working on databases, other people working on data centers, like other people are working on only in Linux and Windows servers or application management or something. So they need to study a lot about the other things as well. So because of the market trend has been completely changing every day, and there is a new topics has been included to that, like our DevOps things has been completely taken over the cloud platform itself. So whether those been included in the new topics or something, we are going to discuss that today. Okay, let me share my screen. Means like I guess already I shared it. Let me make it bigger. Okay. AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate SAA-C03 Exam Guide. So what we seeing in the first exam update, exam code is changed. Previously it was C02, now it is C03. Registration is now open for the updated AWS Service Certified Solution Architect Associate. If you are preparing for the current exam, be sure take it by August 29th. Means like if you are preparing for a C02 exam, take it before 29th or 29th. So that is the only deadline which you have. After that, you cannot take that. And it's as usual, they'll speak about something, their own certificate, like blah blah. That is a industry recognized certification, shows your knowledge and skills in AWS technology across a wide range of AWS services. It demonstrates your ability to design and implement the distributed system on AWS, following the best practices laid out by the AWS well architecture framework. Yeah, of course, so many people has been benefited by doing this certificate C02. Earlier it was a C01, like so there is no harm in going for a later certification. So, but if you prepare for C02, better try to make it out within this month. It's only 12 days left out. Okay, that's my advice from my side. You don't need to prepare for anything new topics on that, which you will be eating your head as well as my head also. Like, okay, let's see what's going on in the next one. Exam overview. It's going to be the multiple choice and multiple response questions only. So there is a relief. Type is an associate exam. Delivery method is like a Pearson view or a PSI testing center or online proctored exam. Still, in some places, online exam is still available. Because of the corona, they are extended these options. You can try for that. Maybe like in university, if it is available, you can go for online. Else, you'll have to go to that Pearson view center itself. How many number of questions? Number of questions are 65. There is a 65 number of questions. 130 minutes means near about it is a 2 hours and plus 10 minutes. 150 US dollars. There is no change in the cost. Languages, anyway, Indians will be taking only the English, so we don't need to worry about any other languages as well. Other people can look for their own languages. Spanish available, Italian available, Japanese available, so available. So we write in English only. So it is an associate level exam. What is the like multiple choice and multiple response only? No labs included. It's a big relief for us. Same number of questions. I guess it was only 60, 65 only. C02 also, I guess. So because it's old, I forgot that, but you can just go through that. 65 questions only. And in that 65 questions, there is some tricky things are coming up later. I will discuss about that. It is not straight away the 65, or maybe the lesser one also. Like I'll explain that later. Okay. So 130 minutes is the timing. You need to complete the exam before 2 hours. Cost is $150. Okay. That's okay. This is just a normal exams. And we have very important information that last date to take the current exam is 29th. 29th. Means it's a C02 they are talking. You want to take the C02 means it should be done before 29th. First day to take the updated exam, that is August 30. So that is C03. So if you like to take the C03, you can wait until August 30 to register for yourself for the new exams. Else, if you like to finish it before the like C02 expires in the sense, August 29th will be your exam dates. After that, all exams not available at any cost. Okay, next. What is the outline? The exam guide includes weightings, test domains, task statements for the exam. It is not a comprehensive listing of the content of the exam. However, additional context for each task statements is available to help guide your preparation for the exam. Following table lists the most content domains and their weightings. Table proceeds with the complete exam content outline, which includes additional context. We'll just see them, like the coming up slides, we'll see that what all the additional things are there. And the percentage in each domain represents only, sorry, we went ahead. Okay, only a scored content. Okay, so the design secure architecture, it's a 30% will be asked. Design resilient architecture, it's a 26%. Design the high performing architecture, 24%. Cost optimized is at 20%. So totally it will be coming around 100% of the exam. So there is a percentage differences are there between the C02 and C03. That is a next slide, which has been jumped out. I'll show you that. But in this C03 exam, we need to go through this kind of the percentage levels only. Okay. What is the difference between the C02 and C03 in terms of percentage? You see that. So this is SAA-C02 and this is SAA-C03. First, let us take the design the resilient architecture. Earlier it was 30%. Now it has been reduced to 28%, 2% reduced. Design the high performing architecture. Earlier it was 28%. Now it is again reduced to 24%. Design secure application and architecture. It is a 24%. It has been increased to 30%. Okay. Then cost optimized architecture. It has been remaining same. No, it's again increased to 20%. So they reduced some 2 and they added to this to this something extra over here. So as of that, when you are preparing for this, prepare it accordingly to this percentage level. It doesn't mean that you just need to take 30% on the score architecture or 26% on the resilient architecture, not like that. It is going to be the cumulative score of around 720 is to pass the exam. It comes in the next slides. So no need to worry about that 30% need to be taken, then only you'll be passing that particular domain exam. No, not like that. Cumulative means all the 4 domains, if you just clear it up with that 720 exam out of 1000, then you will be passing that exam. There is no pass and fail only. There is nothing as a grade as such. Even if you take 1000 marks also you are pass. You take 721 also you are pass. That's it. So there is no grade given or like A grade, B grade, nothing as such. It's been given. So percentage of examination, domain architecture has been discussed here. You can just go through this. Okay. We will see the outline in the next. Domain 1 is a design secure architecture. Domain 2 is a design resilient architecture. Domain 3 is a design high performing architecture. Domain 4 is a design cost optimized architectures. As of there is no much changes as such. Much changes in the sense extra things has been added. There is a change which has been already been there. There is no change. They didn't remove anything like, but they added more. That is a problem. Task statement 1. Design secure access to the AWS resources. Design secure workload on applications. Determine the appropriate data and security controls. These 3 are the tasks in the domain 1. The domain 2, design the resilient architecture. In that one, we have two tasks. Scalable and loosely coupled architectures, highly available and fault tolerant architecture. These all things will be coming up, or load balancing and other things will be coming up. Anyway, we'll be seeing them in the next coming up slides. Design 3 is a design high performing architecture. Determine the high performing or scalable storage solutions, and design high performing elastic compute solutions, EC2, high performing database, like scalable network architecture, VPC and other things, data integration, ingestion and transformation techniques. And the design 4, that is the last one, domain 4, cost optimized storage solution, compute solution, database solution, network architecture. Cost optimization in the sense we just need to work out with that total cost of ownership, TCO. The calculator has been there, it has been given by the AWS itself. You can find it in the site itself. While you are designing for your own company, you can go for that, how much cost is going to be per hour, per day, per month, like that. Accordingly, you can design your architectures of that. So we will be seeing each and every domain in bit detail form in the next slides. So the design domain 1 is like a designing something like that. So we will see the task statement 1. Design secure access and AWS resources. Knowledge of and skills in. You should have the knowledge of this, then you should have skills on this. Means you will be preparing for your own skills on studying these things. Access control and management across multiple accounts. AWS federated access and identity services. For example, identity and access management, IAM, single sign-on, global architecture, infrastructure, and availability zones and availability regions. This is coming under the infrastructure things. And shared compatibility model, principle of least privilege, skills, IAM user creation, root users and other things, multi-factor authentication, flexible authorization model that uses IAM user group rules and other policies as well. We were doing some inline policy, like writing some JSON scripts and other things. Design a role-based control strategy, AWS security token service, role switching, cross-current, cross-account access, designing a security strategy for multiple AWS accounts, control tower and service control policies, appropriate use of the resource policies, and federate the directory service on IAM roles. These are all we already discussed on there. Okay. Then domain 1 on text statement 2. Design secure workloads and applications. Knowledge of application configurations and the credentials security. Service endpoints, control ports, protocols, secure application access, security services. That is nothing but Amazon Cognito and Guard Duty, Mashi, like threat vectors like that example, DDoS, SQL injections and other things. This is coming under the security things. So skills means like you just need to have a VPC architecture by having the network ACL, NAT gateway, security group, routing tables and other things. Determining the network segmentation strategies, public subnets and private subnets. Integrating the AWS services for secure applications, AWS Shield, WAF, SSO, Secrets Manager. Securing the external network, that is nothing but our VPN, direct connect and other things. So this is about the designing your workloads and applications. Things continuing. And the task statement 3 is nothing but determining the appropriate data security controls, data access and governance, data recovery, data retention and classification, encryption and appropriate key management. Key management service, we were not included much into that, but we need to study something more on key management here. AWS key management service, certificate managers and TLS, encryption keys, backup and replications, data cycle, life cycle and protections, encryption keys and renewing certificates. So this is about the task 3 under the domain 1. Then we'll go to the domain 2, designing and other things. Like designing the resilient architecture, we'll go with that. Design the scalable and loosely coupled architectures on this. It's a heavy topic. We need to discuss about that. I just go through this like that. API creations means like we just need to have some API knowledge, application programmer interface. Better you can just do something on a CLI and API. Most concern about that. Don't just stick it to the GUI only. GUI may be giving you the proper understanding of that particular chapter, particular lab scenario and other things. but we just need to ultimately should be doing in our like real time scenarios and all, like we just do on CLI, mostly on APIs only. We don't depend on the the GUI and all. GUI is very rarely used for that. For examination and as soon as for your understanding purpose, you can do it with the GUI. Okay, study more on CLI. So transfer virality, what is that? Family, Amazon simple queue service, caching strategies, event-driven architecture, horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. This is nothing but our auto scaling methods and all things. How to appropriately edge accelerate a CDN, that is a CDN network. How to migrate applications and containers, load balancing concepts, application load balances, multi-tier architectures, queuing, Lambda, what else is not there? EKS, that is a Kubernetes service. They bring that Kubernetes also into this study. That when to use the replicas, workflow, orchestration, and example, other things. Skills. You should have skills on these chapters. What are the chapters? Microservice. That is nothing but our Docker containers. And what else we can talk about? Kubernetes. Other things. We just need to know that. AWS service is required to achieve loose coupling based on the requirements, use containers, technologies and patterns, serverless technologies, and appropriate compute, storage, networking, database technologies based on the requirements. This is about the scalable and resilient architecture we talk about. Statement 2, highly available and fault tolerant architecture. This topic, this PDF is available on the AWS site itself. You can just download that, but I'm just going through this. Knowledge of this much, you just need to have global infrastructure example, AWS regions, Amazon Route 53. You should have that. Route 53, you require a website for to do the redirecting your Amazon content. Content will be given from the Amazon later. So that has been already been there. So basic networking concepts, routing tables and other things. And the failover, like recovery point timing, distributed distributed design patterns, failover strategies, Amazon X-ray, what all not the skills in you should have that determining the automation strategies and ensure the infrastructure integrity, availability zones, metrics, like implementing the strategies or the durability and availability of the data. Like you can just go through all these things because we already studied everything on the C02. There is nothing new on this. Next, we'll go to the domain 3. In the domain 3, we'll discuss about designing the high performing architectures, high performing scalable and storage solutions, hybrid storage solution to meet the business requirements, storage services like Amazon S3, Elastic File System, and Elastic Block Store, which we will be using for connecting the hard disk to the EC2 instances. We'll take it from the EBS. Like that. So it's a storage types. We'll talk about object, file, and block like that. Skills you should be having this, and a task statement 2. It's about the compute services and appropriate use cases. Example: batch, EMR, forget, like that. Easy to auto scaling. You just need to study. And Lambda, you have to study that. Forget, you have to study. ECS, you should do. EKS, you should do. Lambda is nothing but automation technology. So these are all coming up in the here. Skills you should be having like that. So easy to instance type or meet business requirements. Lambda, other things. So Asaf, I see there is no much extra things has been added, but we just need to understand certain lot of other services has been included to the AWS in the past current 1 year, 1.5 year. So we need to understand those things also. So they included many of them into the examination level. So high performing architecture, high performing this nothing but database solutions we are talking. Availability zones, AWS regions, elastic cache, read intensive, and provisioned IOPS, capacity units, database and proxies, heterogeneous migrations and homogeneous migrations. Serverless, relational or compared and non-relational in memory and other things, PostgreSQL, you're all having that. We studied many of the things, Amazon Aurora and Amazon DynamoDB, many things we studied. So still things are continuing on this one. Let's go to the next task statement. High performing architecture. In this one, we'll talk about the CloudFront. CloudFront is amazing technology. And the AWS global architectures accelerator. So we should know about how to design the network architecture that comes under the VPCs, designing the subnets, routing tables, internet gateway creations. Like all these things will do. Application load balancer will have to do. VPN, direct connect and private links. What are the skills you should require? Network topology of various architecture, hybrid, global, and the multi-tab. Network configuration can scale to accommodate the future needs. Determining the appropriate placement of the resources to meet the business requirements. So these are all blah blah things which has been already been discussed every time. And determining the high performance data ingestion and transform into solutions. It's all completely like related to the data. You see the data sync, storage gateway, Amazon Quick Start, lake formation, Athena, Amazon Glue, like that. So building and storage in the data lake. This is coming under the your data warehousing and the data storing, like database solutions and other things. You need to study something extra. Data streaming architecture, data transfer solution, visualization strategies, options for data processing, for example, EMR. So this seems to be something new has been added. Let's go to the next domain. This domain is the last domain, cost optimized architecture. Design the cost optimized storage solutions. Yeah. In the storage solutions, we look for like FSX, EFS, EBS, S3, backup strategies. Hard disk and other things, SSD, we will be using that. Data type, data sync, transfer family, storage gateway, file and block, other things, we'll study them all. Skills in Amazon S3 compared and individual uploads. Correct correct data size, correct storage size for the workload. Many things has been discussed here. Life cycle, S3 object life cycle, appropriate backup, appropriate service and data migrations, storage tier, data life cycle. There you'll have to study so many of the, like what are the data types of the storing types. You need to study that. So it's there already on a C02 also. Cost optimized compute solutions. Easy to like. So here we have some budgeting things comes up. AWS budget, AWS cost and usage report, account billing, cost allocation tags, snowball edge, outposts, regions and other things we need to understand, hibernations, auto scaling, containers, optimization of the compute utilizations, like going for a container services, computing microservices or other things. So the skills required like the application load balance, there is a layer 7 load balance, OS a layer 7, and the network load balance a layer 4 with a gateway load balance and other things. EC2 hibernation, EC2 and Fargate Lambda, and the instance family for the workload, instance size of the workload. By seeing your application requirements, we just need to design which machine will be fitting into our environment. So that we will be doing that. Next, cost optimized database solutions. It will be applicable for storage. EC2 means a compute service. Databases also here. So cost optimization is so much important for us. Cost management servers features like cost allocation tags, multi-account billing, cost and usage report, caching strategies, data retention policies, like that we do. Okay. These are all related to our databases. Designing for this database engine, MySQL connected to the compared to the PostgreSQL, RDS services, serverless going for a serverless database services like that, and time series format, columnar format. These all will be doing that. So this is about the domain 4 cost strategy. Network architecture also we need to do the cost statistics on this. So creating a NAT gateways, for example, cost compared to the NAT gateway, each and everything cost is involved. So when you try to acquire one service in the sense, you need to calculate that how much cost is going to be extra. We are going to pay for two, like AWS. That we need to understand. VPC peering, transit gateways, DNS, Route 53, and other things will be coming up on this. So skills in we need to understand that from which region to which region we can go for it. How do we configure for the NAT gateways and availability zones? And how do we create a VPN for the people to talk? Existing the workloads and network customizations. Selecting an appropriate throttling strategy, VPNs, multiple VPNs, and direct connect speed. Everything involves the budgetary. You just need to do the budget. First of all, we need to create the VPC for how many subjects they would like to go for it, how many machines they require, subnet planning we need to do, and accordingly we will be placing that, machines, databases, firewalls, load balancers, and other things into that particular subnets or something. So we need to calculate all the costing. Costing analysis has been included on this one, so it's very important. So those are all the domain informations about that. What may be the topics we need to study for that, and what all the tasks has been given for us to concentrate more on particular domains, and which key tools and technologies concept may appear in the exam someday. Non-executive tools, these are all the tools like compute, we'll talk about EC2, cost management, databases, disaster recovery, that is DR, high performance, management and governance, microservices and component decoupling, that is a Docker and your Kubernetes things, migration and a data transfer, networking, connectivity and content delivery, resiliency, security, serverless, event-driven, and storage. These are all the things we'll normally speak about in the examinations. Okay. There is no relative indication or relative weight or any importance. Means everything will be coming up in the exam. There is no equal weight or less weight or cost heavy weight or something like that. Just like that, you can just go through that. Exam content. So what is the exam content? Response type is going to be multiple choice and multiple response. There are two type of questions on the exam. Multiple choice in the sense has one correct response and three incorrect responses. There is a distractors. Multiple response. There is a one type. This is a second type. Two or more correct responses out of five or more response options. Like that. Both the way you will be getting it. You mean like four answers are there means only one will be correct answer. So that is like a multiple choice. Multiple response in the sense out of five you just need to choose three. That is multiple response. So select one or more responses best complete the statement or answer the question. Distractors or incorrect answers or response options that a candidate with incomplete knowledge or skill might choose. Distractors are generally plausible responses that match the content area. Unanswered questions are scored as incorrect. You see that? If you don't touch that question itself, it is been treated as a wrong answer. There is no penalty for guessing. The exam include 50 questions that will affect your score. So we were seeing something about 65 earlier. Guess you remember. So where is the 15? That 15 is nothing but the unscored questions. That's what. So actual question is only 50, 50. So what about the rest 15? That rest 15, there is no score will be given for this. The exam includes 15 unscored questions that do not affect your score at all. AWS collect this information about candidate performance on these unscored questions to evaluate these questions for future use as a scored questions. Maybe not now. Maybe like it will be coming up. So these unscored questions are not identified on the exam. You don't know which is a scored question, which is an unscored question. It will be like completely, like mingled. You will be having 65 questions on your screen. One by one, you just go through that. But you don't know which 15 questions are unscored. Means there is no mark allocated for that. Beautiful, no? So what actually you're doing that, you just need to give correct answers for the 50 questions to pass your exams. If you give correct answers for this 15 question only, you didn't answer the, you give all the other 50 No, I don't want to go to that. Okay, anyway, let's see. Let's hope 50 questions are straight away will clear your exams. And 15 questions are maybe you can give it or you don't give it. Doesn't make any sense at all. But we don't know what all that 15 questions. It never been marked with any kind of a star or tick or something like that. There won't be any indication at all. That 15 questions will be inserted in between. In between to the scored questions as well. So be concentrate that 65 questions you need to attend. Attend the 65 questions in full attempts. Don't leave any questions behind. Okay, unanswered or something. Because that will be taken as a like incorrect answers like that. So answer all the questions. Leave it out these 15 questions. Don't worry about this. AWS is just collecting an information from you that how you are answering. And they will be adding these questions later to the scored questions later. That is their job. So what we need to think in our mind that we just need to keep ourselves clear, like 65 questions are there. I have to answer all 65 questions. Either it's going to be the correct answer or it is going to be the wrong answer like that. Is that clear? That is the C03. Okay. Exam results. Exam results will be like associate exam is a pass or fail exam. That's what I told you. Pass or fail. Only that much. Is scored against a minimum, like standard establishment professional like that. Okay, leave it. And this is like 100 to 1000. Minimum passing score is 720. There is no change. Your score shows how you performed in the exam as a whole, and whether or not you passed. Means like whether pass or fail only will be given. That's all. Scaled scoring models help equate scores across the multiple exam forms that might have slightly different difficulty levels. Oh, okay, go through that. Your score report could contain a table of classifications of your performance on each section level. We've seen some 4 domains. This information indicates general feedback about your exam performance. The exam uses a compensatory scoring model, which means that you do not need to achieve passing score in each section. Select, that's what I told you. There were 4 domains were there. Out of that 4 domains, there will be some marks will be given for you according to the way that you answer it. So you do not need to achieve passing score in each section. It's not required as such. As a whole, if you take in 720, it's okay. You need to pass only the overall exam. So I guess it must be clear. Each section of the exam specific weighting. So some sections have more questions than the other sections have. The table contains general information that highlights your strength and weakness. Use caution when interpreting the section level feedback. Candidate who passed the exam will not receive this additional information. Means once you fail, you will get some kind of a feedback, another thing. You scored less on this particular section, so and so, blah, blah, like that. If you clear, it's clear. There is nothing to worry about that. So, in short, what is the passing score? 720. You will get only pass or fail, nothing else. There are many sections are there. Each section will be scored like that. Something will be given to you. That doesn't mean that you just need to score. Passing score has to be taken for each section. Nothing like that. Overall, if you clear the exam, it's enough. If you fail, you will be getting some additional feedback about which sections you need to perform well, which section you did not perform well, like that. That's all. Okay. And what are the new topics that I should expect from the C03 exam? In analytics, these are all things has been come up newly. Athena, data exchange, data pipeline, EMR, glue, kinesis, lake formation, managed stream for Apache Kafka, it is already there. Amazon Open Search Service, that is Elasticsearch Service, Amazon QuickSight and Amazon Redshift. That is an analytics side. For application integration side, AppFlow, AppSync, Event Bridge, CloudFront events. MQ, simple notification service, it is already there. Simple queue service, it was there already. And step functions as well. May include a lot of machine learning, but actually machine learning, so many things has been, excluded. But what all things are included will be saying. Comprehend, forecast, fraud detector, Kendra, Lex, Poly, recognition, SageMaker, extract, transcribe, translate, and many more. So these are all coming up in the exams. You can expect these topics can be discussed in your exam as well. C03. What all out of scope? No need to study about this, but wrongly, if you just started preparing all these things and all like that, so you can have these topics in your mind that you can, you can leave this studying. Like under the machine learning, you see that so many things has been, excluded. You don't need to study. SageMaker, data wrangler, and all it's not there. Database, DevOps Guru, elastic interference. Just read all these things. In management governance, you see the chatbot, console mobile application, open telemetry, OpsWorks. These are all not included. Okay. In the media services, application software, Elemental Media Connect, Elemental Media Convert, Media Live, Media Package, Media Store, Media Trailer, Video Service, nothing as such. These are all not asked in your exams, no worries. So under the networking and content delivery is either app mesh and cloud map not included, migration and transfer, migration evaluated not included. So this topic, this particular slide is talking about which topics will not be asked. The questions will be asked in your exam. It means like out of scope. So just go through the readers in the PDF copy of the exam gate book, so you can read them. But anyway, I just given this slide. Please go through it. If I miss something like that, please read that original document on that one. I guess I covered everything on this. So okay, now we'll come to that. Like the last 3-4 slides of our session. Frequently asked questions. That is nothing but when does this current exam expire? Everyone will be asking. And the very important question is that I recently passed the SA-C02, means like yesterday or today they passed that. What does this mean for me? Will it affect my certificate? Do I need to go for recertified? If I'm already studying for SC-C02, what should I do? Will there be exam labs and hands-on labs on the exam? These are all very important questions people have in their mind. I try to answer your questions according to the what AWS is saying. Okay, we'll go to the next. What does the current, when does the current exam expire? 29th, that we know already. 29th it is going to be, 29th it will be expiring. So if you are studying for the current version of the exam, make sure you are ready to pass the exam ahead of this date, right? I recently passed the SA-02 exam. What does this mean to me? There is no need to be concerned about the exam update, as all AWS certifications are valid for 3 years and do not designate the specific version of the exam you took. Means you cleared it today, SAA-C02, that will be valid for 3 years, no worries. Means 2025 until you can go along with the C02 itself. No need to upgrade yourself. Therefore, SAA-C02 certification is valid for 3 years period. No reason for to recertify before the exam expiration date. So your questions are answered, I guess. Now, when the exam expiring 29th of this month, and what happens when I already cleared? You can wait for 3 years to recertify yourself. No need to worry. Other two questions. If I'm already studying for SAA C02, what should I do? Carry on with your studies and make sure that you are ready to sit the exam well ahead of 29th exam expiry. Is it possible? If the dates are available, like the center dates or online proctor exam. If it is available, just go and clear it out very fastly. Else you may have to study so many things extra. Okay. Will there be exam labs and hands-on labs in the exam? In the most recent update of the AWS Certified SysOps admin, AWS introduced the hands-on questions where you must use the AWS management console to complete series of tasks. So this was very important. In the SysOps admin, the people used to do that real practical on the lab in the console itself. Some expected the new versions of other certification also be included in the exam labs. They have not included the exam labs in the new exam guide of C03. So it looked like it will be multiple choice and multiple response only. There is no console will be coming up suddenly in your screen that you will be, like performing some tasks using your mouse or typing certain things on the console or something. So there won't be any lab as such. That is going to be multiple choice and multiple response questions only will be coming up to you. So don't be so afraid about the new exam or something. Be prepared for that. But only thing is that it's going to be the 29th is the last date. It's only 10 days left out, I guess. So before the 10 days, if you can clear the exam with the C02, it's very nice, good. If you cannot, if you don't get the dates, if you couldn't prepare before 29th, 30th, if you try register for the exam, it's going to be C03 with all new topics which we already discussed will be coming up in your exams. Okay, so be prepared for that. And if you'd like to have some more information about this, so more info can be, you can click this link, it will go there. So Amazon.com certification coming soon. You can click on that and exam guide. This is where I took all the information from that. and AWS Solution Architect exam guide. There it's been discussed about that what chapters are included, what are out of scope, how much is the passing score, when you'll have to register for the current exam, latest exam, C03 exam, and all these things and all that. So, as of speaking, would like to complete this, the kind of presentations. Last date to appear for the C02 exam is August 29th. First date to appear for the C03 will be the August 30. If you are writing the exam from August 30 onwards, you will be writing the exam only C03 with extra chapters which has been included on that. And there won't be any labs in the C03 exam. No need to worry about that. It's going to be multiple choice and multiple answer types only as usual. And moreover, passing score is 720 to clear the exam out of 1000. There won't be any kind of like domain level exam score need to be taken. Overall score, if you take 720, you are pass, no worries. And what else is there? I guess that much is the one that I can conclude this demonstration. This is just like, because I'm going to talk about these things to my students also, because I was already taking the C02 exams. I just prepared for the C03 as well. What are the new topics are there, like. And I prepared something like that. Some of the labs are also there. I just prepared all these things and I kept it ready. So if you would like to come for any kind of certifications on the AWS, you can come to me. I will be taking only the C03 topics now, because it's only a week, something like that. It's been left out. So people who would like to go for a new exams, please come back to me. I will be taking on the new topics for you. Okay. So as usual, I have given my contact details on this page. You can call me or you can WhatsApp me on this number. You can email it to me on stuckout@gmail.com, and you can watch this particular video on the YouTube from Natkisa. Okay. You can, that's a one small request. You can tell your friends, relatives, colleagues, and other people to watch my channels. It's a completely a technical channel, and whatever the new domain, new topic, new things, new exams coming up, I will be immediately updating all this information to you. So you can contact me for any courses, not only for AWS, Azure, Google, Cisco related, FI load balancers, and firewalls, like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, whatever you talk. So I'll be talking all these things to you people. So be ready for the C03 exam to appear for that. And look for the new book which has been arrived, I guess. Just need to get it. You can get it from Amazon. And be prepared, be happy, be prepared with the new topics on that. Be happy on that. Thank you very much for joining today. Hope you see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.